Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing and join in singing the Star Spangled Banner. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Dr. Wald, Mr. Woods, Mr. Golden, teachers, parents, fellow graduates. Today is an important step in our lives as we start to plan and decide our future. We start our journey through life knowing that every decision we make will affect our future. Most of us have already chosen a course to study next year for a career we are planning to have as adults. Other students are unsure of what career they would like to pursue as adults, but have an idea of how they would like to live their lives. Many people hope to make the world a better place to live. Unfortunately, they never do anything about it. This is not the case for this graduating class. We do care. We have exhibited many positive qualities in our 2 years at Carusi. For example, our music department took first place at Hershey Park. Also, our boys soccer team went undefeated 2 years straight. Our foreign language and math students have won many academic awards. And last but not least, we were the second class in Carusi history to win Spirit Week 2 years in a row. I hope that all of us here today help make a change in the world, help make the world a better place to live, because we are the future. Thank you.
Dr. Wald, on behalf of the graduating class of '93, I'd like to present to you these gifts: a computer for the office, a pitching machine for the softball and baseball team, a VCR for classroom use, and the refurbishing of our wrestling mat.
Thank you very much, Gina. I appreciate it. The future students in this school appreciate it. The teachers appreciate it. And certainly, our school board appreciates it. Thank you very much.
There are a number of award programs at Carusi. The program that we choose to highlight this morning is the John Carusi Merit Award Program. This award program is special. It's special because it recognizes those students who have become involved in a variety of school activities and have therefore made a significant contribution to our school. There are two types of merit award programs. First, within the program, we have what we call the White Merit Award. Now, in order to attain this award, a student must accumulate 45 points in 3 of the 6 following categories. That's where the variety comes in. It's not just one thing, it's a minimum of 3 different areas. The categories are academics, athletics, music, publication, and by publication I mean our yearbook staff, our newspaper, etc. Service, an example of that would be our student council. And last but not least, perfect attendance. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to recognize this year's White Merit Award winners. Students, as I call your name, I would like you to stand and remain standing. Parents and friends, please hold your applause until all names have been read. Our 93 White Award winners: Veronica Banks, Tim Banta, Danielle Bush, Dave Chwastik, Sarah Cho, Tanner Donato, Stacy Edelman, Mike Fiore, Sylvia Frankel, Kelly Gaunt, Elena Gorgiou, Karen Greenwald, Nick Hohulis, Cynthia Leathers, Mike Mercenkavich, Brian O'Neill, and Leslie Struthers. Let's have a nice hand for our White Award winners this year. You may be seated. The second category in our Merit Award program is referred to as the Maroon Award. Now, in order to gain this award, a student must accumulate a minimum of 90 points in 3 of the 6 categories that I've already read. These points may be both 7th and 8th grade points, and again, the total, 90 points, is quite an accomplishment. Once again, students, when I call your name, please stand and remain standing. I would ask parents and friends to please hold your applause until all our names have been read. Our 93 Maroon Award winners: Ben Albacetti, Matt Alamy, Sean Armour, Michelle Beard, Rabia Belt, Nikki Benson, Heather Bush, Mark Bush, Stacy Sarasi, Nancy Copenhaver, Seth Dembowitz, Stephanie Edelman, Corinne Elmore, Jessica English, Christine Fee, Jody Feldman, Ruth Fertig, Brian Fong, Marion Fontanella, Stacy Gervon, Lacey Gibbon, Michelle Harp, Gina Hart, Kevin Jones, Rebecca Kagan, Elizabeth Klein, Cicely Curion, Katie Lamont, Melissa Lampa, Jennifer Martin, Rob Martini, Julie Miller, Tracy Miller, Melissa Monzo, Olga Moroz, Christine Peluso, Paul Poliak, Shannon Riley, Lucy Siegel, Aaron Seliger, Luke Seymour, Kevin Sigmund, Karen Singer, Deborah Slotkin, Allison Stoner, Nick Strasser, Stephen Zurich, Denise Thyssen, Michelle Voss, Janine Way, Jocelyn Weatherby, Lindsay Weiderman, Heather Winfield, Kelly Woodcock, Mike Young, David Zalkman, Tara Zanzinger, and last but not least, Diane Zibikowski. Let's have a warm round of applause. Great job. Each year, to put on this ceremony, there are various components of it that we try to put together to make a nice ceremony, as I told the students at practice yesterday, basically for the parents. One of the components, a very important component, is the music component. Now that means that our 8th graders, who probably would rather be sitting with their homeroom, are cooperating with us and are performing this morning. I would like just for a moment, if our 8th grade musicians would please stand, members of the course, just the 8th graders, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for performing for us this morning. You may be seated. And last but not least, we have a young man who I'd like to recognize this morning, who is on loan from us from the film school, Southern California. Mr. Tracy Slabakin is doing the filming this morning. If we can give Tracy a nice round of applause. Trace. I predict great things for Tracy, and he's already told me he'll put me in one of his movies. Okay, Trace? Thank you.
Dr. Wald, Mr. Golden, platform guests, parents, and honored graduates. Once again, it affords me a very special privilege and honor to share a few words with you on this auspicious occasion. Many thoughts enter the mind of one who is called upon to make an address. I am particularly indebted this day to Mr. Murphy, who, out of sympathy for my dilemma, reminded me that this is the 25th anniversary of the death of two very influential men in our history, both of whose lives were untimely snuffed out by assassins' bullets. Those lives being Robert Kennedy and Martin Luther King. And so special thanks to these men whose words still inspire me to seek what it means to have a complete life. In our collective and individual lives, there exists a disturbing incompleteness. Far too often, we clearly see the problems of our society: joblessness, homelessness, and moneyless. But what we miss is the fact that far too many of those who are supposedly winning the game of life are discovering that the prizes are less and less satisfying. And there is a gnawing awareness that something is missing. Martin Luther King, some years ago, stated that life should be strong and complete on every side. He further suggested that life was a coherent triangle consisting of 3 dimensions: length, breadth, and height. Of course, that impressed me because as a math teacher, a coherent analogy of triangle was right up my alley. The length of life is the inward drive to achieve one's personal ends. Every one of you students must have a concern for yourself and the discovery of your mission or purpose in life. And once you have discovered that purpose for your life, you must begin to use all the power that is within you to achieve that end. No one ever brings his potentiality into actuality without the power of an inner drive. Success only is found before work in the dictionary. It was Longfellow who wrote, "The height by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upward in the night." May I offer some special word of warning and encouragement. The 4 years awaiting you at the high school of your choice are years of unique opportunity. Each of you enter, and only you can determine how you will leave. Let excellence be your goal. Mediocrity will not serve you in the future nearly as well. A C is satisfying, a B is better, but an A is to be desired and aspired for. I remember the words of a teacher once when I received a B, and I said, "Well, B is a good grade." And she looked at me and she said, "Yes." She said, "But remember, good, better, best, never let it rest till your good is better and your better's best." We are challenged on every side and every hand to work in a sense of untiring effort to achieve excellence. Not all men are called to be specialized or professional jobs. Even fewer rise to the height of genius in the arts or sciences. But remember, all labor that lifts up humanity has dignity and importance and should be taken with painstaking excellence. It was again Martin Luther King who said, "If a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets even as Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. He should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will pause and say to the world, 'Here lived a great street sweeper.'" This is what Douglas Malloch meant when he wrote these words: "If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be a sun, be a star. It isn't by size that you win or fail. Be the best of whatever you are." Secondly, you need to go beyond the first dimension. Some of you are brilliant people who are superbly developed in your inner power, but you are shackled by the chains of a paralyzing self-centeredness, living within narrow confines of personal ambitions and desires. No individual can learn to live until he rises above to the broader concerns of all of humanity. For we are all part of the weave that forms the tapestry we call humanity. It is only when we recognize this that we can say, in the words of Archibald MacLeish, that we are truly brothers on this terrestrial ball. Finally, the apex, the vertex of this coherent triangle. It recognized that we aspire not only for excellence today, nor for an empathetic concern for all people, but to recognize that each of us today and tomorrow will become the makers of the future, and that's where you and I are aspiring to go. In closing, I share the words of Robert Kennedy. Our future may be beyond our vision, but is not completely beyond our control. It is the shaping impulse of America that neither faith nor nature nor the irresistible tides of history but the work of our own hands, matched with reason and principle, will determine our destiny. You are the ones who are looking to the future. You are the ones that are going into the future. Your destiny is not in the stars or some distant cosmos, but on earth. It is in your own hands, your hearts, and your desires. I'd like to say to the parents, we thank you, for you have given to us these 2 years, a very important part of yourselves, and so too you will enter the land of tomorrow. To the class of 1993, with you go the dreams and hopes of a better tomorrow, because you enter the land of the future with concern for each other and a desire to achieve excellence in all you do. And to my fellow teachers, may the light within each of us dispel the darkness around us as we lift the candle of educational excellence for those who will yet follow. May God grant you a tremendous and a beautiful journey into the future with blessings. Thank you very much.
At this time, it is my privilege to present the John O'Brien Awards. The John O'Brien Memorial Award was established in 1984 with funds donated from faculty, students, and parents. For the 2 years that students are at Carusi, they earn points for each activity. A white award is given for students who earn 35 points, and a maroon award is given for those who earn at least 80 points. The John O'Brien Award of two $50 savings bonds is awarded to the boy and the girl who have achieved the highest number of award points earned by a maroon award recipient. It is Carusi Junior School's highest honor. It is my privilege to present this award today to 3 students, and I'm going to ask them to stand and remain standing when their name is called. Kevin Jones, Michelle Harp, and Tara Zanzinger. Congratulations. Thank you. You may be seated. I'm going to ask those students to meet with me approximately 20 minutes or so after the ceremonies, and I will present you the awards. The American Legion Awards are presented to those students who represent the highest ideals in citizenship, in positive relationships with their friends, with their peers, and their teachers, and who represent students who work hard, make a tremendous effort, and do well at school. It is my pleasure to present the American Legion Award for 1993 to Rob Martini and Laura Charney. Will those students please stand? Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, I'd like to call Matt Alemi to the microphone. I'd like to present this award. Matt, the class of 1993 has done well. On behalf of the Board of Education and the faculty of the Carusi Junior School, I'd like to present this symbolic diploma to you that indicates that you and the members of this class have completed the requirements of the 7th and 8th grade satisfactorily and with distinction. Congratulations.
On behalf of the 8th grade graduating class, I accept this diploma.
Guests, students, members of the faculty, 2 years have gone by quickly, and it's time to reflect on what's happened during these 360 days that you've spent here at the Carusi School. Certainly, you've grown taller, some of you heavier, some of you lighter, more knowledgeable, more handsome, prettier, more caring, more sensitive to the needs of others, more appreciative, more conscious of yourself and your effect on others, better able to learn and to work among others. Let's look at that last growth area. Better able to live, learn, and work among others. Basically, you've learned to live well. I'd like to review just a few of the things that we've tried to teach you. Let's call them Wald's 9 ideas for living well. 1, concentrate on your good qualities. Don't worry about your shortcomings and your weaknesses. You'll work on them, but concentrate on what's good about you. 2, face your problems honestly. Don't try to deny that you don't have them. Just work on them and resolve them. Make sure that others get something from you and from their association with you. Be kind to people. Be tolerant. Accept people as they are. Look upon your failures as lessons in progress. Look at them carefully so that you won't repeat the errors and that you will know not to make the mistakes that were responsible. Everyone is occasionally worried. Sometimes we're discouraged. Accept that fact and just keep on moving, keep going. Promise readily to do things from others, for others, and keep your promises. It's people, not things, that are important. There are people in your life today that are of tremendous importance to you. Let me first describe something to you of the life of all things, an insect. There's a kind of a spider that skillfully lays a large number of eggs in a bark of a tree and then proceeds to disguise them with its web. After a period of time, the baby spiders hatch, and the parent spider, with no thought of himself or herself, goes about the business of finding food for her babies. When the baby spiders are strong enough to catch their own food, the exhausted parent dies. The life of the baby spiders depends on the sacrifice and death of their parent. Sacrifice is an important part of the human spirit. While with animals and insects, it's a matter of instinct, a genetic program. In humans, it's a matter of choice. Today, during these ceremonies, we've seated you in such a way as to face your audience. For the past 40 minutes, you have sat face to face with those people who love you most. There are family members seated before you, mothers and fathers, aunts and uncles, grandparents and friends, who have voluntarily sacrificed for you. They have given you their strength, their love, as well as material things. They've supported you in every possible way, physically, emotionally, psychologically. They've sacrificed for you and have experienced and expected little in return other than your love and your devotion. Without them, it would have been very hard for you to succeed. Take a minute to reflect on all that your parents and loved ones have done for you. And at this time, let's give them a round of applause. Your teachers are with you today. They've invested in you their spirit, their love, and their effort with the hope that you will continue to succeed. I'm going to ask at this time that the members of the faculty, along with our K-8 supervisor, Mr. Joseph Franco, to stand and face the audience and please be recognized. Would our faculty Mr. Franco, please stand and face the audience. Thank you. As you continue your education, remember to include your family among your closest friends. This is where they belong. Remember to work and study hard. And in concluding, a Chinese proverb tells us that the more you know, the more luck you will have. Good luck.
Once again.